NASA workforce crisis. 20% of employees leaving space agency. What this means for future missions. In a surprising announcement, NASA has revealed that approximately 20% of its workforce is poised to leave the agency. This significant shift, as reported by a spokesperson on July 25, 2025, indicates that around 3,870 employees are expected to depart. However, this figure is subject to change in the upcoming days and weeks, suggesting that the final count may fluctuate. Following these departures, the total number of employees remaining at NASA is projected to be around 14,000. This news raises important questions about the future of the agency and its ongoing projects. With such a substantial portion of its workforce leaving, one might wonder how this will impact NASA's ambitious goals in space exploration and research. But here's where it gets controversial. What could be the underlying reasons for this mass exodus? Is it a reflection of dissatisfaction within the agency? Or perhaps a shift in the priorities of its workforce? As we ponder these questions, it's crucial to consider the implications of these changes not just for NASA, but for the broader field of aerospace and scientific research. How do you feel about this development? Do you think it will hinder NASA's progress? Or could it open doors for new talent and ideas? Share your thoughts in the comments. NASA's workforce shift. 20% leaving amid budget concerns. Imagine a future where the very foundation of space exploration is shaken, not by external forces, but by internal shifts within one of humanity's most iconic institutions. NASA, the agency that has inspired generations with its groundbreaking mission, is now facing a seismic change. Nearly 20% of its workforce is expected to leave. What does this mean for the future of space exploration? And how will it impact the agency's ability to fulfill its ambitious goals? According to a recent statement by a NASA spokesperson to Reuters, approximately 3,870 employees are projected to depart in the coming days and weeks. Once these departures are finalized, NASA's workforce will shrink to around 14,000 employees. But here's where it gets controversial. This exodus isn't happening in isolation. It coincides with proposed budget cuts from the Trump administration, which has sparked heated debates about the long-term implications for the agency. Safety remains a top priority for our agency, emphasized NASA spokesperson Cheryl Warner in an interview with CBS News. As we streamline operations and strive to become more efficient, we're committed to maintaining our capacity for groundbreaking exploration to the moon, Mars, and beyond. While this sounds reassuring, many experts are skeptical about whether such lofty goals can be achieved amid significant staff reductions and funding cuts. The White House's proposal to slash NASA's science budget by nearly 50% has further fueled concerns. We are losing some of the brightest minds of our time, warned Democratic leader George Whitesides, a former NASA chief of staff and vice-ranking member of the House committee overseeing the agency. Speaking to Politico, he added, "This loss will have devastating consequences, not just for today, but for decades to come." So who exactly is leaving? Reports suggest that roughly 80% of those departing are senior officials, top-tier leaders entrusted with overseeing major engineering projects like Mars rover missions. These individuals possess highly specialized knowledge that cannot easily be replaced. As NASA Administrator Sean Duffy pointed out, their departure risks depriving the agency of irreplaceable expertise critical to carrying out NASA's mission. But the ripple effects don't stop there. Major centers across the country are also feeling the impact. The Johnson Space Center, NASA headquarters, Langley Research Center, Kennedy Space Center, and Marshall Space Flight Center are each expected to lose approximately 400 employees. These facilities play pivotal roles in human spaceflight operations, aviation research, rocket launches, and complex engineering tasks. Without them operating at full capacity, key initiatives, such as running the International Space Station, launching payloads into orbit, or planning missions to the moon, could face serious disruptions. One particularly alarming example is the Goddard Space Flight Center, which may see nearly 800 of its 3,000 employees exit. This center is responsible for managing high-profile projects, including space probes and advanced instruments like infrared space telescopes. Losing such talent could jeopardize ongoing and future missions that rely on cutting-edge technology. And this is the part most people miss. While efficiency and cost-cutting measures might seem beneficial on paper, they often come at a steep price when applied to organizations like NASA. The agency thrives on innovation, collaboration, and decades of accumulated expertise. Stripping away too much of its workforce could hinder its ability to adapt to new challenges and seize opportunities in the rapidly evolving field of space exploration. As NASA navigates this period of transition, one question looms large. Can the agency continue to inspire and lead humanity's quest for discovery under these conditions? Or will these changes mark the beginning of a decline in America's dominance in space exploration? We invite you to share your thoughts. Do you think NASA can overcome these challenges, or are we witnessing the start of something far more troubling?